Singapore's military personnel have been urged to think creatively and innovate to maintain their edge. Senior Minister of State for Defence Heng Chee said this at a symposium which recognized over 120 individuals, teams and units for their work improvement efforts. Nikhil Khattar with more.
This might look like a game, but it's actually a metaverse to train servicemen and women. By simulating malware attacks at key areas like air bases and server rooms, soldiers can better visualize the physical aftermath. Programming this in-house also helped save over $300,000 in developmental costs. It's why the project was awarded the MINDEF Exemplary Innovator Award.
When cyber defenders only look at data on computer screens, it is difficult for them to relate that data to what happens in the real world. So when we have the metaverse and they can visualize what happens in the real world as well, they can combine these two together so they can really relate their work to what happens in the real world.
Over at the Singapore Navy, one unit has built this magnetic patch, which can seal off damages to a ship's hull immediately and contain any potential leak. For this, the unit won the Pinnacle Minister for Defence Award.
Before the patch, it was using the traditional way where we use a metal box itself, required 3 manpower. By placing the magnetic patch, we can help to reduce the inflow of waters, to contain the floodings and also to minimize the ship stabilities affecting it. It also means that we can reduce the needs of damage control required, especially required manpower intensive and also time consuming.
Plans are also in place to implement this across other ships in the Singapore Navy. These are examples of innovation that Senior Minister of State for Defence Heng Chee says can give Singapore a strategic imperative.
Good equipment and organisation is essential for us to be effective, but they may not always be adequate. To win the battle, we must always have people who can think or do things differently, to change the rules of the game, as it were, and to gain an advantage. The side that possesses persons with such aptitude has great advantage, and the side that cannot adapt to changing or challenging circumstances will likely lose.
Mr. Heng adds that innovations need to be ground up so that MINDEF and SAF can adapt quickly to overcome security challenges.